might just start like backing up.
Ooh.
You can just start really just walking over there. Let me see something real quick. Let's start talking to me.
Rico. Hey man, they pulling up in BMWs though. That's a little different from when we were coming.
Where this comes in at is what is called UMass, the University of Massachusetts. Them pouring money into that, 13 years of paying these coaches get paid. These head coaches get paid. I'm not hating on them getting their money. I think I'm hating on them being so terrible at their job. Ooh, he cold for that. You lucky I don't got no sound effects. See how this all goes back to higher education, guys? You don't have to go to school. I'm gonna do a commercial for you. You don't have to go to school. You can go do a trade. You can make a great career. And it's affordable. You don't have to worry. Then you can jump straight into the workforce. They went to universities. UMass right quick. I'm going to do a review on UMass because I roasted their football program, and they probably got one of the freaking worst football. They do got the worst football program of 2025, and they probably won't. It's just business. If they want to talk about their football program being terrible, I'm open to doing an interview. Like, where did y'all go wrong? Did y'all just go into every game knowing that y'all was gonna lose? Or like the goal was like, let's make progress? Like, when did it hit you? It's a lot of coaches that think they know basketball and don't know it. Same thing in football. I might just go coach for one year and just see how much money I get paid, and then just leave the industry because I could become a millionaire in 1 year. Maybe I should try that. G said that's what everybody says. So University of Massachusetts, Amherst, they have about 24,000 students. They are a very large institution. They're a 4-year public. They're in the city. They're large. Remember, guys, I always mention, like, we've been getting a lot of city schools lately. But if you are considering to go to a city school, remember to stay on the outskirts, get roommates. I went to school in a rural area when I transferred from my community college because it's just a lot cheaper in rural areas, a lot more affordable. So keep that in mind. This school's in the city. They have an 82% graduation rate. That's really good. That's over the 58%. At least somebody went in at the school. I bet they don't get paid millions of dollars. I bet they don't get paid millions though. But let's go to the average annual cost. Remember, they're over that line. Remember, I said that's not good in our perspective. That means they're probably a pretty pricey school, but this is based with the financial aid included. They're discounting the prices. So let's go see what UMass looks like. Think big, act together, be the future. Okay, I like it. Hey, I like it. What type of school are they though? Are they they're land grant. I figured they were land grant when I seen the plants and stuff. Remember, guys, always go to the magnifying glass, do tuition and fees. Always do tuition and fees. Because what? It takes us to what? Undergraduate costs. I am thinking I'm assuming you're an undergraduate student. Why? Because you get all these resources in undergraduate. For some reason, it cut throat when you go to graduate school. But if you are graduate school bound and you want some advice on what to do, hopefully we can get you in that direction. If I don't know much, I can definitely pull some resources, reach out to some people on LinkedIn and say, if you know anything about resources in graduate school, come hop on the channel and then we collab. But I am assuming you are an undergraduate student. And so as I scroll through, it doesn't look like they want to be friendly with us right now. Cost of attendance and financial aid, see? But we're already using this with the College Scorecard, so we don't really care too much about that. But we want to see this part right here. I zoomed it in, so if you want it zoomed out a little bit, let me know. You're supposed to know everything. when you become a graduate student. Yeah. So it's supposed to be like that, right? It's supposed to be like that. I'll say this, I know more than the average person. That's how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to know more than the average person. And then another tactic, I probably don't want to tell you if I know everything. Because then I might be either helpful or not helpful to the world. You know? So as we keep going, we got in-state. So the way they're doing this, they did it now at the time of this recording. It's springtime. It's getting ready for the spring semester. But they're doing it for the 2025-2026 school year. They said, I don't know why they put 9 months, but for the school year. And I know why they did 9, but so they're saying, like, remember, don't focus on out of state because you see what you finna pay. If you're out of state, you see what you're about to pay. That's what my mentor be doing at work. He be like, and so if you're on campus, off campus, they said on, off campus / off. I don't know why they did it like that, but your tuition and fees are going to be 18 grand alone. But this is for the year. So you're looking at about 9-ish grand per semester. That's a lot of money. But it seems like the school has a good ROI. So I don't know if that's really that bad. Then you got 9,000 on housing, 7,000 on food. Remember, guys, you got to divide that by 2. But what you can do, once they give you that total, they got the estimated cost right here. We get our calculator out. I see your comment too, G. I see your comment too. Once you get the calculator out, I'm gonna just do 36,000. 36,000 divided by 2 is 18 grand per semester. Now we got to go back here. They're saying, look, your average annual cost is going to be 24 grand. So I don't know. It's actually cheaper based on the school website, but this is including financial aid as well. It's a little weird, right? They say that's the average. Of course, it's estimates. But 18 grand per semester. Oh, I got it wrong, guys. Got it wrong. That's my bad. Going too fast. It's more on the school website because I forgot I split it in half, working these numbers. So it's more. It's 36,000. It's 24,000 with there. You see? So it's knocked off by like another 10,000. It looks like ish. You know, it's discounted because the financial aid, but you're still looking at like 24 grand for the year, possibly with financial aid help. Would I go here? So as we keep going, they're saying like, look, you come to our school, you can make $72,000 a year potentially. Now, something that I did not mention on here that's going to be very helpful for you if you're, I guess not, if you want to go to UMass for some reason. If you want to go to UMass, you know, everybody has the reason why they want to go to a school. They actually filter it by program. Which program is very like making the most money? So right here, field of study. They break it down. I don't want to get into it, but I can go to what the highest earnings: computer science, computer engineering, computer and information, accounting and related services. Now, some people might say, I think G is in this area, computer science and engineering. But I have been hearing, ears open. I have been hearing that the value of these degrees are going down because of artificial intelligence. I don't know how true that is because I'm not in the industry. So I talked to one of my boys who has a master's in cybersecurity, which is not on this list. It's not up here. G, is that true? Is the value of computer science, computer engineering, computer and information sciences, are those going down in value because of artificial intelligence? I'm hearing that although they are going down in value, they're creating new jobs that are tied in with AI. So then they got those programs on here with the lowest debt. Actually, that's impressive. That was not on here before. G said the value of every degree is going down because of AI. LOL. Not my degree. I'm raising the value in mine. I'm raising the value. You see, I'm raising the value. And then it breaks it down by family income, as we said before. That's why we see that it's about 24 for the annual year. Because look, if you're in that family income, that makes about 11 grand a year. I mean, your family makes less than 30 a year, then you're going to be paying about pretty much 11,000 a semester, or 11,000 divided by 2. That's what they're saying. As you can see, for this range right here, they picked that number, but I'm pretty sure they just averaged this out to get that number up here, to get the median. So we're going to go to graduation and retention rate. The graduation rate, we already talked about that. Retention rate is 91%. Shout out to UMass. Because I was on their head about that football team. You see how I changed? See, look, they'll cut me out, try to sue me or something. I'm like, look, you didn't even watch the video all the way through. The median is the middle number. Right. That's why I said I feel like they tried to, what is it? You got me. That's why I said I feel like they had crunched these together, but what do I know? They probably didn't do that to get that number, the median. That's what I was saying. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know what they did. Sometimes you can't. I'm gonna wait till I finish this. That's a cut right there. That's a cut. So financial aid and debt. Students receiving federal loans. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, my bad. I said it wrong. As you can see, I told you I'm not the biggest math wizard. G said, oh, you mean the mean average. Yes, I mean that. That's what I mean. Yeah, the average. So, or they could have did the median, got the closest number, but yeah, I mean the mean. I mean the average. That's what I mean. My bad. Wrong terminology. G had it right. G's like a math wizard. So students receiving federal loans, it's about 50%, which makes sense because, like we said, even with financial aid, you're still paying about what 10 grand. What they had on the, if you're in the lowest income, you're looking at what 11,000 for the year divided by 2. You're still looking at 5,500 per semester. So yeah, you still might need some federal loans because remember, financial aid, if you're a Pell Grant, I don't know what they do in Massachusetts. I don't know if they have a secondary. Like I said, our secondary is Hope. I don't know if they have a secondary. And I don't know if, like I said, the Pell Grant is only 7,000 max. And some of these students probably don't get that going to this school. So they're saying that the median, there goes the median right there. So that after crunching some numbers, after going to the middle, like the number they see the most with the loans, they have 23,000. They're saying like, look, hey, you most likely to get 23,000 when you come out of here. Not me though. That's all I'm saying. I don't like that. 50% almost on pulling out loans. Let's keep going. Yep. They're saying right here that 79% of students earn more than a high school graduate. That's pretty good. And then like we talked about, you have a chance to make it 72,000. But as we've seen, like the top programs, and we've seen the programs that get the least amount of debt. And then right here, I did skip campus diversity, but remember, if you want to know about the campus diversity, you can always go to the institution and do a campus tour. It's that simple. Always do a campus tour. You never know. A school might be making a pivot in the last 5 years, and they probably didn't update it as fast. You never know. So test scores. They have a 58% acceptance rate, so it's not easy to go to this school. But with that football program, you have a good shot at going to this school. With the football program, you have a great chance of getting a pretty good education. So University of Massachusetts, Amherst, has an acceptance rate of 58%. University of Massachusetts considers admission test scores during the application process, but they do not require SAT, ACT scores. Then students who were admitted to the University of Massachusetts, if I said Amherst, if I said that right, and enrolled typically had admission test scores in these ranges. As you see, you gotta have some pretty high scores to go here. 58% to get in though. Put it on my shirt. I'm one of the 58% to get in here. What do I rate this school? Considering the debt, I'm not including sports, not including their sports. They have a pretty good ROI, but I'm being realistic, guys, based on the average annual cost with financial aid. If I do 24, if I round it with my calculator, 24 times 4, if you get out in 4 years, you're looking at 96 grand. I'm getting back in my groove now. If you get 90, like you're looking at paying potentially 96 grand per year, not per year, for your 4 years there, 96 grand potentially for 4 years. But you're potentially going to make, depending on your major, 72,000 after 10 years. Remember, this is after 10 years. You should be at this number within 10 years or over this number. So I don't know, because there's so much changing with the student loan borrowing now, even on federal, that they're actually making you kind of push toward private borrowing, which is going to have crazy interest rates. Oh, gee, I need to show you that. They get a C. They're not a D or failing because they are obviously a pretty good institution. And I think they're actually on that same school I showed you last. I go strictly off of pricing. Like, would I bridge to that school if I was coming from a 2-year? No. Heavens no. I would not bridge to that school. Like, I just think about competitors, but I don't know anything about Massachusetts. So please reach out to me if you feel like a C is too low. But respectfully, nobody talks about UMass. I said it. And I think they're on this list. Yep, I don't see them. So what does that mean? That means they're not really respected.
We done. Oh. Debt-free degree. They say I bring debt, but we ain't.